Hey folks, how's it going? I'm here today in the 2025 Honda Civic Si. For the most part, it's the same as the car from 2024 that it replaces, but it's got a few crucial differences that make it a little bit sportier, a little bit more fun, and a little bit more aggressive looking. Now, the Civic Si is all about driving, so that's what we're gonna do. We are here somewhere kind of like on the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee. Shut up. I don't want to hear from you, but we're going to. Here on the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee. Driving the new Honda Civic Si and Honda Civic Sport Hybrid. But you know how hybrids drive, so we're going to talk about the Si specifically because this is an enthusiast website after all. What we've got here is the same power plant as the car replaces. 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, makes 200 horsepower, 192 pound-feet of torque. Still weighs under 3,000 pounds, which is an accomplishment considering how much stuff you get with it. You have a lot of tech, radar cruise, lane keep, really good lane keep though. Everything you could ever want out of a modern car, but it sure as hell does not drive like one. It drives like a it just drives really nicely. It's just so perfectly weighted, very direct. You don't have to do too much steering to get where you want to go. Dear, don't move. Thank you. It's really communicative. You can really feel just about everything. And lending to that really nice steering feel is a really nice chassis. That's one of the things that Honda kind of switched up. They did a little bit more stiffening for this car for 2025, and it has certainly worked. It feels really well composed, and regardless of the fact that it's stiffer than it was, it still feels really nice over bumpy roads, which is what you want. Another highlight of this car, obviously, 6-speed manual transmission. Only way you can get a Civic Si. And I don't mean that like in hyperbole, it's truly the only way. They don't offer an automatic, as God intended, you know? And it just revs really nicely. I mean, the shifting is just out of this world. I mean, you're not going to find a better shifter this side of Porsche than what you find in Hondas. And it really makes up for the fact that you really don't have that much power. I mean, it makes a lot less power than the rest of the competition, you know, Subaru WRX, Volkswagen GTI, stuff like that. But it's also cheaper. This car, I don't have exact pricing, but it still starts around $30,000, which is not too shabby if you ask me, especially for all you get. And there aren't really many options. It's kind of just like paint color, stuff like that, but everything else is kind of as it is. You still get these wonderfully fabulous Honda Civic Si seats, which are really comfy and really supportive. There's no lumbar, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Something this car does have for 2025, which was a big complaint from a lot of people, you saw it as like objective cost cutting. Heated seats are in the Civic Si, baby. Wow, what a revelation. Who doesn't love a nice heated seat? To go along with some of the stuff that was also left out of the last Civic Si, you get a full LCD gauge cluster, which who doesn't love that? Gauge cluster also gets the shift lights that you get in the Civic Type R, which is really fun. And you know what? I'm caning it right now, and I'm still getting over 22-ish miles per gallon, which, if you know anything about like real aggressive driving, that ain't too shabby. I mean, roads like this, these like long sweepers, is just like where this car really thrives. It just feels so nice. I don't know why I got like a little Philly accent there. I was at a wedding. It doesn't matter. Other stuff you get automatic climate control, which is always very welcome. It's not dual zone like you get in other Civics, but it's not that big a car. How many zones do you truly need? Back seat room, there's plenty of room for 2 adults and 3 if you don't like them all that much. This car is truly like the budget conscious enthusiast choice. I mean, it's hard unless you're going for stuff like a BRZ. Even a BRZ costs probably a little bit more than this. The car just, you know, it's such a good value for what you get. And sure, it doesn't have that much power, but it weighs less than the competition too, so you really don't feel it. And this car is not about straight line speed. It's really more about how it does in the turns, and I'm happy to report it does really well in the turns, which is what you want to see. car could really be your, like, if you have a limited-ish budget. I mean, no car is truly that budget friendly anymore. But you have a limited budget, you got space for one car, and you need something that can do everything for you. Well, damn, this little sports sedan is really hard to beat. It's gonna put a smile on your face every time you get in the car. I mean, it just feels so lively, especially with the active. It's got like active noise. It's, you know, it's got fake engine noise, and that fake engine noise sounds exactly like a Type R. If that's not really your thing, that's fine, but I think it's fun. I don't know. I'm a simple guy.
In a half mile, take the Tennessee 100 East exit toward I-40.
It just revs really nicely. The shifter is so slick. It really is. It just feels really good to use. I really have no complaints about this car. It's really one of those, it's one of these rare times where I'm like, I kind of want to own one of these. You know, I have a limited budget. I have really one spot living in New York for a car. This would answer a lot of the questions. This would answer a lot of issues I have
turn left onto Tennessee 100 East.
with, you know, I just like it. I just like it. This doesn't make any sense. Oh.